Welcome to the show. I'm Christine Renee, your host for today. And today I am joined with one of our graduates, Laurencia. She goes by Ren. And she is one of our star students who has been a part of the Reiki Cafe University programs for how it's been like over a year. It's been over a year,
Yeah,
almost a year.
yeah, almost a year.
Almost
September 16th is
there
when
we
we had our first call.
Yes. So we're just about ready to hit that year mark. And so Ren has been a part of
17th, I'm sorry.
the Shamanic Reiki practitioner training program. She's been in the advanced Shamanic Reiki practitioner training program. And she just keeps moving through all of the spaces. And so as we talk about Shamanic Reiki training program, or what we might call SRPT, know that that was the previous version of Soul Rising. So what it is now is Soul Rising and Soul Rising practitioner. So it's moved from a 6-month beginner training to 2 4-month programs. So although Ren took a slightly different program, it covered the same material and just a slightly different way. But we wanted to bring her on because I want her to share with the world her healing journey because it's profound, it's inspirational. And I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of all of this. Like, you really witnessed the growth and expansion of how we teach and what we teach. And so I just want to say thanks for coming on the call and sharing your story with us.
Yes, absolutely. It's definitely been a pleasure and honor being able to take the SRPT course as well as the advanced course. Like, it's definitely been a major involvement in my transition.
Yes. So then that's what we want to start off with. I would love to know, where did your healing journey start? And at what point did the shamanic Reiki training enter into that?
Okay. So, how I landed into Reiki was I was searching for a masseuse. Like, I'm looking for a massage. Somehow, I used to say somehow, but the universe's divine timing and nudge sent me to a Reiki master. So, I go in for my appointment and I'm like, oh, the massage is over, but you never like, but I mean, I do feel good. So what did I just come in here? It was like, what just happened? So that was literally how I was introduced to Reiki. And I went back and had another appointment, and she's just like, I don't know, there's something about your energy, your spirit. Like, I think you should join our community. So I went, they were doing like meditations, community sessions. And it was there when I fell in love with the drum. And I'm like, wait. So it's like once I felt like I was becoming in tune with this drum, I'm like, so can you talk to me a little more about this? And she was like, oh, that's shamanic Reiki. We use our drum, but we don't really. So I ended up being on Facebook or Google or something. I guess my algorithm, I'm looking for shamanic Reiki, and here we are.
Here we are. So that's where Reiki Cafe University showed up. And then I think you reached out to us and we jumped on a call.
Because I first found Reiki Cafe University on Facebook, and I hopped on and started listening to a couple of the coffee conversations, and I was like, okay. And then I think you may have been talking about it, and I reached out like, I'm interested in that shamanic Reiki course.
Yes. So I want you to give us a little snapshot of what your life was like a year ago before you started. What was, what did your life look like spiritually and otherwise?
So spiritually, it was like, I kind of know what to do, but not really. I think I'm supposed to meditate like this, or I think things are supposed to go like this. But like I said, coming across Reiki Cafe was just divine timing because the reason I remember our first call was on Sunday, the 17th, is because I had a family tragedy that happened on the 16th, and I remember reaching out to you and Izzy, and it was from that moment because I was kind of like, I don't even think I can take this course. Like, this one hurt deep, but the understanding and the compassion that you all had was like, well, actually, you know what? No, I am going to jump on that call. And once you gave me the go, like, it's okay. We understand you don't have to cut your camera on, but, we're here. If you want to join, still join this space. And so it was through that tragedy that occurred in my life, it was like just divine timing because we started in the shamanic Reiki course, grounding with our root chakra. And it was like so much, it's like, okay, going through all of this. And plus, I was already on leave from a situation and being involved with an armed robbery just a few months prior to that with my job. So I'm just very grateful for the way that Reiki Cafe University showed up and just how the course was laid out. Like, it's like I almost don't remember my life before Cafe University, and it's because now I look at everything through a different perspective. It's like, oh, so I had to go through this tragedy so that, during my time with Reiki Cafe, I could receive that nurturing support and healing that I needed, for myself and also be able to take that out and share that with the world.
Yes. Would you be willing to share with us a little bit about the tragedies you experienced before entering into
Mhm.
the courses?
Yeah. So I was currently out on leave because back on June 25th of last year, 2023, I was at work at a jewelry store and I literally, I felt it. I was in tune with my intuition. I just didn't know exactly what was going to happen. But we had, a robber come in, mask and hat and everything. And, he attempted to rob us. And later on, I found out that he wasn't successful because of the spirit guides that were behind me that I couldn't see at the moment. I ended up having a reading, and the lady told me, she said, something happened at your job. And this lady's in Canada. And she's like, something happened at your job. And the guy with the gun, he left because there was a big shield of angels and protectors behind you that he recognized that was way bigger than him. So, that was one tragedy. I was still out dealing with the PTSD and anxiety of that. But again, going back to Reiki Cafe, we've learned different, activating actions, different breath work to just kind of pull me back into balance in that moment. I'm like, I don't really want to take a whole bunch of medicine. We're going to do this the holistic way. So then the other trauma was on September 16th, my brother was murdered. So, having to deal with that, it's like, I crying all day and all night. And I'm like, Christine, like, I apologize. I want to take this course, but I'm definitely not going to be able to cut my cameras on today. Like the way I look, I mean, y'all will probably start sending Reiki to me before we even introduce ourselves. But, that's just been a beautiful alignment because, of course, grief hits you in so many different ways. It could be a smell, a song, a thought. But going through this course outline, we get into heart chakra, knowing that we store a lot of grief in our lungs and stuff. So I learned different exercises to let go of that, to get it out of my body. And I don't know, I just, divine timing.
I remember when you started the program and witnessing all of this heaviness that had just occurred right before you joined us and going and just knowing and having the faith like she's going to process all of it and we're going to hold such solid space for her to be able to be vulnerable, to move through the emotions, to do this deeper healing work, to see the deeper meaning of all of the things that happened, and just providing that for you and you
Mm-hmm.
responding so well to like there's not many spaces out in the world where you can come in with that level of tragedy and be like, and you were ready, like, let's do the healing work. So I felt like it really came together in such a divine timing. Like we met you where you were at, and you were able to see us in that so that you could start saying yes to healing, yes to healing, yes to healing.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I even remember there was one time in the shamanic Reiki course, just holding space. I think like I was trying to keep it together on the call, and it was like, we're here, we're here. And I think I started crying, and Chantel was like, she talked to me. She's like, the wind chimes. Your brother is present when you hear the wind chimes. So, it's like, it's just been a beautiful part of this journey, knowing to like trust the universe in every single aspect, be it animals, be it instruments. It's like just having that knowing that you're in a sacred space of nurturing love and support. Like it's unmatched.
Yes. Yeah. So for our listeners out there, Chantel is one of our teachers, and she is totally a mystic and can is has a lot of experience herself and deep grief. And so she provides that nurturing, supportive space for any of our students who are going through levels of grief. And so our whole team is set up so that we each have different gifts and specialties so that whatever your needs are, one of us will be able to match it. Does that
Yes.
resonate for you, Ren?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if I could just even, I can go on like the countless support that I've received in this group. There was even one time where I was having a moment and the anxiety like took me to a space where I felt like I was standing up and a snake had come up from under my bed and like gobbled me up. And I just kind of stood there like, what are you doing? And, I reached out to Izzy and she was like on it, just like, okay, hold on, let me you get you together, help get you together. And it was like afterwards I just felt so light, so like, and then you and I, we just had the session with the people moving furniture upstairs in the attic. Like, Christine was great, opened up a portal, and I saw guides leaving that are like, okay, you got it from here, you're on your journey now, you're good.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. I love that you are sharing that. And I'm curious if you want to share with our listeners, what was your clairs like? What was your spiritual gifts life like when we started to now? Because I feel like they like we opened the box to
Yes, yes, definitely. I just said that. That's funny. And again, that's confirmation. I was just talking to a friend the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like since I took this course, like you talk about opening Pandora's box, like whenever I first joined, it's like I knew I had a gift, and it's like, okay, I know I have Reiki within me, I can do this, but it wasn't like that solid, secure knowing, like now I know who I am. Like there's nobody who can tell me, I'm not a manifester of mysterious miracles. Like I see miracles. Like, and it's like this course, I don't know, Christine. I can't even explain it. It's like I felt firecrackers, going over like soul fabric is one of our topics, and how you can see like the firecrackers. I see firecrackers. So my clairs have like opened up tremendously. Like I'm able to hear, see. Sometimes I smell, but like I'm more so I feel things. But I know like they've definitely expanded my gifts, my clairs from being in this course, and that goes through. And actually, it's an amazing course because it's set up. You give us the material, but you also allow us to do the work within ourselves, and then it's like, okay, we come back together on the next call. How is that integrated? How is everyone feeling? So it doesn't matter where you are on your spiritual journey. Joining with Christine and Izzy, and the ladies, like, and Chantel, is like, you're okay. You don't have to be like a Reiki master, or you don't have to be someone who's been on your spiritual journey for 20 plus years. Like, they're going to meet you where you are. And that was important for me. Because, like I said, that allowed me to be in a space of safety. I felt like if I didn't feel safe and comfortable, then maybe my gifts may not have opened up as they did. It would have been more so focused on, are they going to judge me? But no, this is a space where like minded people are here supporting and guiding you.
yes. I think that's something that I really love to focus in when I'm trying to explain what our programs are like is that just like you just said, like you have an inkling, what that you're spiritual or that you're gifted or that you have this knowingness that there's something more, but it's not really tangible yet. And then all of a sudden, it's like all of your spiritual gifts just unwound and showed up for you in such a beautiful way. Like it was very often that we'd have to pause class because Ren's downloading something. She's got a message coming through.
Yeah.
And for us to just being able to be like, that's okay. that is okay. We want you to recognize your gifts as they show up. We want to honor them. We want to support you in developing them. So, Ren mentioned soul fabric. Now, that's something that we do in our advanced course, where we look at the soul fabric and seeing where the negative and positive charges are and how to heal those and how to weave in new timelines and all of these things. And so Ren really was able to move through the entirety of the program over around 10 months. And it's just phenomenal to watch and witness people change their lives and going, it's almost hard to think back to a year ago and going, where were you then? You were in, you were in the struggle of it. You were in the PTSD of it. You were in the, how am I going to get through tomorrow, today? And now to be in a space where we witness you really starting to develop your own programs and courses, and how do you put yourself out in the world? It's phenomenal to watch as an instructor, as a teacher, to see your students kind of unfold in their spiritual gifts and then start to put them out in the world.
And something else, if I can piggyback on the end of that, is it's phenomenal to see it as a peer amongst your other peers as they continue to grow and see the things, see them come to their gifts as well as their clairs open up, on the journey, because it's like, yes, I celebrate with you. Like, that is an amazing thing. Like, and you don't have to be afraid. So just being again in that sacred container where it's like you develop a community. I mean, the community that we develop, we're actually meeting Saturday just to, follow up with each other to see, like, okay, I see in the group chat, this is going on, or, I was able to read this. And I'll be honest, like, I'm not always in the group chat or available to read it because, again, so much has been integrated. It's just an amazing experience. It's like, shoot, I really want to message them right quick. So that's why it is important to get on this Zoom call to catch up. But it's like, so much around me is happening. And again, a lot goes back to another course, which I haven't even completely finished, the course that Christine has offered, the Reiki Manifesting Abundance. Like, amazing, phenomenal course, because it's like, like I said, I haven't gotten through the course, but tidbits of it, I'm like, okay, my face needs to be on everything in this small town. People don't know what Reiki is, but they're going to know Reiki Ren. All right. If you're feel to reach out to me, you're going to be felt to reach out to me. And that's something that I've come to develop the knowing of in this course is I know that I am fully supported and guided by the universe. Like Christine just said a year ago, I'm like, shoot, I don't even know how I'm going to make it to tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to eat. I don't know what we're going to do. And now it's like, I'm not worried about it. I might not even have $20 in my wallet, but I promise you I'm not worried because I know due to the miracles, I'm not even going to call them blessings because these are like, they're blessings, but they're miracles due to the things that have shown up in my life to just show, oh, you're supported. Here's some money to eat, and we're going to take care of this bill for you.
Yes. Yeah, I've definitely seen that in your story, as well as taking the hardships that you've experienced and been able to turn them into something positive. Like Ren, recently you gave a speech for an event like against violence, and to see that you were healed enough to get in front of a crowd of people to speak about this was so profound, going, there's not a lot of people who would have been able to step into that space, and you were ready for it.
Yeah, yeah. And that was, again, just, it was a visualization from October of last year. Okay, so the visualization was you're going to host a community vigil to help heal the hearts of the others in the community. And I'm like, what? No, I'm not. I do meditation, but to actually see that come to fruition and host a community vigil at a Stop the Gun Violence event. And it's like, even though these people had no clue what Reiki was, it was just holding that sacred space, coming in, and some of them knew what I was talking about, some of them didn't, but that wasn't really the time to explain. I just knew into this space, we're going to call in, the seven directions. We're going to call in the archangels. because I know that I have their support. And I just like, okay, they are everywhere that I am. So, please welcome into this sacred space with
Oh, I love that. I love that. I didn't know that you did all of that. That's
me.
beautiful. And to be able to really own it for yourself, I think that's one of the things that we really strive for in the program is like, yes, you can use our what we do to call in directions, what we do to call in your heavy, what I like to call heavy lifters. But by the end, you're developing your own, you're using your own language, you're calling in your power and putting it out into the world and noticing how people respond to that, like noticing how even back in October where we were teaching on future forecasting and how do we visualize what we want to create and manifest. So there's a piece of moving away from being tied to past events and opening up into what is possible in the future. And you just hit it like, okay, I
Mhm.
visualize this, it came to me, and now it came to fruition, like it made manifest. And I feel like you did that again and again and again and again and again in the program.
Mhm.
Like I think witnessing you just every single week going, this cool thing happened, or I this came together, or this showed up for me. It's been really fun to witness you experiencing miracles.
Mhm. Like, and that's the best way that I would be able to describe it. But it's like once you come into that knowing, like I know, this is open. I'm connected. The self-talk, like we did amazing, self-talk, just really being able to connect with your inner self and ask the questions and go with that first response that comes up and not overthinking it. So it's giving me that extra cushion of knowing like, yeah, everything is good. No matter if it happens this way, I might have wanted it to happen this way, but there's a reason why it went this way. There's a
Yeah.
reason why, there was a roadblock and I had to go drive this way. So it just opened up a completely different perspective to life. Like I look at everything differently. I'm not gonna get upset, because somebody's grandmother, 89-year-old grandmother's driving slow in front of me. You know what, Granny probably just saved us from getting into a car accident or something. I don't know. Like,
Right? Yeah, it's changing that perspective and going, everything's being called in for reason and purpose. What do I need to learn from this? And how can I maintain my energy so it's not getting pushed around into negativity and being able to hold that positivity? And so, even with all of the hardships that you have experienced, I witness you, I see you, and like holding that really loving, expansive, grounded energy that you just bring out into the world.
I'm just happy to be here and to be able to be like that person again, because it's like once you sit down and you get that journal, it's like, okay, that's me. Like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. I am a portal from the heavens above to this earth, bringing love and light to the hearts of others around me. So I've learned, yes, my heart is my special power, and I have to protect it and keep it safe. So in doing that, I need to do these activating actions. I need to do these meditations. Like, I don't know, without Reiki Cafe University's teaching of that shamanic Reiki course and the advanced, I have no clue where I will be. Like, I
Mm.
use a lot of the skills and things, techniques learned from the courses in my everyday life, in my routines, and calling in, I notice I'm more balanced. It only takes a few minutes, but I know I'm more balanced when I call in the heavy hitters, the heavy lifters into my daily experience.
So, when did it become, okay, I'm doing this because it's homework and I'm supposed to this is my lifestyle, this is my practice? Was there like a specific time where it shifted for you?
Honestly, I don't know that it was even ever homework. It just felt organically like, maybe I didn't take away every single thing that we do in the course, but it was certain things that just were like, oh, okay, yeah, we should definitely be doing that. Okay. Oh yeah. Activating action for grounding. Yep. Wake all that up, get all that out. Like it just became natural.
Yes. And I think that's really beautiful in the fact that there's a lot of students that they're like, how much time is this going to take? Like, how many hours do I
Mhm.
need to give to each week? And you're the, the star student who it's not seen as something separate from your life. It's something that's integrated into your life and becomes like easily flows together so that it's no longer quote unquote homework. It's not extra work. It's just how you live your life now.
Mhm. It
Yeah.
is, and that's something, if I can touch on that, like you really shine the light on that whenever I did my Archangel presentation, because I didn't just take that for presentations, like all day. I can, like you said, look up information and share it, put it on a slideshow, and I'm like, but that's not really my style. I'm just straight off the top of my head. Listen, this is what I've experienced. This is what I've saw. I've called on Archangel Michael to help myself and to help my friends find their keys. Like, this is just, yeah.
It's just who you are. Yeah, so that example came from our advanced class when I encouraged students to take a leadership role and practice something that they want to put out in the world. And so Ren did a presentation on archangels, and at the end, it's like, that's not you. That's not how Ren would
Yes.
do it. How would Ren do it? Because I think this is where I strive to see every student in their own uniqueness and their
Mhm.
own spiritual authenticity and power and beauty. And so when you were like going through slideshows, I'm like, oh no, that's not Ren. I was like, and then I was like, what if you did it this way because it feels
Mhm.
more Ren? And you were like, oh, could I do it that way? It would be so much better.
And that has like helped because when I first started, like last year when I was doing the SRPT course, I was doing guided meditations. And I would like read a script during meditation. Like clients are there laying down, it's dark, so they don't know. But now it's like, no, just being my natural organic self. The first time it was like, wait, did y'all catch that? I just did this meditation like off the top of my head. And then when I did it again this past Sunday with my Sunday meditation group, and then I did it Monday, I'm like, oh, okay, yep,
Uh-huh.
it clicked on. I'm there now. I can do these guided meditations with my eyes closed, literally.
Exactly. And as it should be, like the more you step into your gifts, the more you step into your power, more you step into your authenticity. This is who I am. And I'm completely in alignment. If the slideshow is bringing you out of alignment, if the way you're doing it feels constricting, then you're not in your expansion. And therefore you're not in your alignment. And if you're not in alignment, you can't get the download from a higher divine source. And so when you were able to like release it and let it go and be like, that's not my style, I'm going to give myself permission to feel into my flow, feel into my alignment, and let what needs to show up there. That's where magic happens.
Yes, yes. And now that is something that's like a aha because I use that in every day. It's like, I bought this book on how to read tarot cards and blah. It's like, no, halfway through the book, I don't need this book. You connect here, you call in your spirit guides, your channel guides, and boom.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And you just would have those moments during class where you could see yourself coming in alignment and getting inspired by the energy of the group, and then you're just going for it. And it's just amazing. And witnessing you and the other students, and like you're still communicating. We have a group chat going. And so my phone is dinging all the time because it's all of my past cohorts that are still super connected and supporting one another. And you guys fell right in line with that, going, no, we're just because we don't have an active class going doesn't mean we're done. I feel like
Right.
there has been these beautiful divine contracts that were created to support one another, and you keep doing it, you keep doing the work. It's so beautiful.
And that's a great thing about being a member, of Reiki Cafe University because it's like, or, being a part of this community because you you don't even have to look for it. That support comes to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any memories, whether Isabel, myself, or Chantel, that like stand out to you as a pillar of support?
Let's see. It's so many of them. Like I said, even last week with our session, our my exit from the course is like, you just holding the space. It's like, okay, what do we need here? And I couldn't even tell you what I needed, just dumped it all out there, and you were like, okay, yeah, so we're gonna hold space for you with this. I don't have to tell you what to do. Your coach, and it's like you just said it yourself. Like you just got to stick to it. So when are you gonna? How are you gonna apply that? When are you gonna do that? And that has just been a major like light bulb switch clicker, because now I've attracted clients that have come to me. What this is, kind of funny to me, because now I've attracted that type of client. I've had at least since our session last week, a couple of people have come and they're like, even yesterday, oh, my mom is just like driving me crazy, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, because you were able to support and guide me in that situation where my mom is like, well, hey, you signed that soul contract, you chose her. So now you deal with it, and you know how to deal with it. So I'm able to hold that same type of space for my peers in the community that are experiencing the same thing. As a fact, I actually shared a message yesterday. Someone had posted that it's okay to do what makes you happy, even if it makes others upset. And I said, yes, I'm Reiki Ren, and I approve that message because it is like
Yep.
it's okay. if
Yep.
if I'm out here people pleasing and making everyone happy, there's no way I'm going to be happy anyway, and that's not what we're here for. We're here to live happy, joyful lives and do the work.
Yes. Yeah. And you did the work. You did the work. And there's always more work. I tell students all the time, it's not like our healing journeys ever end. It's that we know have the tools and skills and techniques to peel back those layers as they organically rise to the surface so that you can work through them on your own. And when you need support, you have the people that you can reach out to. So you just move through that so beautifully. I'm wondering if there was a top takeaway or a profound learning moment that stood out to you in the program.
I can't say a top takeaway because it's like so many great things that come to mind, but I will always go back to soul fabric, like the teaching that you gave. So the learning of soul fabric, I am obsessed. Like, because now I used to feel like, oh, I have to go into my brick and mortar and be in my room and have a person land on the table so that I can do a session on them. But no, like my friends that know me, they know like it just happens. If they're around and we're talking, it just turns on. So I'm like, oh yeah, that little income situation thing we were talking about, while you were laying there and talking, I was doing this, and we went ahead and took that negative charge off that soul fabric and folded it over and sealed it with some love and light and healing energy. And they're like, so were you even listening to the conversation? I'm like, yeah, I was helping you. Either way it goes, I was helping you.
I love it. So the soul fabric is very much one of our advanced techniques. So what was the thing that moved you from the regular shamanic Reiki practitioner training to choose to come into advance?
So because it was like, okay, if all of this integration happened during the shamanic Reiki practitioner training course, and it's like I really appreciate the fact, just I feel like we moved up my body. We went, from root to crown, just teaching how to be in balance. And it's like, all right, so now that I've got that in balance for me, all right, I know this advanced course is going to come with some heat or some fire to like really help me integrate some things into healing, because I really enjoy, healing myself as well as the healing process of helping others around me, helping them to initiate their inner healing.
Yeah. Yeah. You rocked it. It was great.
Like the breathing techniques and everything, it's like the alternate nostril breathing. I love it. Like I can definitely tell a difference whenever I'm just doing my inhale, smelling the flowers 3 times and blowing out the birthday candles versus, doing the alternate nostril breathing. That really like takes me to a whole nother, and I enjoy. putting on my necklace of light. Like it's so much that I include into, and it's like you have these options now. Definitely it's cool if you've taken Reiki somewhere, but to really come into this shamanic Reiki practitioner training course, I would definitely say it's leveling up, and it's going to help. It helped me to elevate in every aspect of my life. So I hope it
Yeah,
does
we
the same.
definitely strive to find like a buffet of options, whether it's breathing techniques or guided meditations or activating actions. We definitely, or journal prompts, like we have so much so that we can be like, you choose from the table, the buffet table. Like if one doesn't work for you and another is like really potent, then focus on that. And so it's like,
Mhm.
try it all. And then you get to develop your own healing lifestyle. You get to choose to put on the how you project yourself, how you stand true in your energy, and you have the techniques, you have the tools to continue to stay in alignment, to continue in your expansion. And so yeah, it's really beautiful the way you're like this one and this one and this one, but there's so much, right?
It is because I feel like, oh shoot, you forgot to say journeying. That was something early on in the shamanic Reiki course, and it was like I feel like my ability to journey has even like grown and elevated because at first, I would have to do my 5 minute warm up and get myself into the space. And then, sometimes I might write the intention on a sticky note. And as I'm dropping down to journey, I might read the intention several times. But now it's like, oh, we're journeying. All right. What's the intention? Set the intention. By the time I close my eyes, it's like, oh, okay, I'm back. I see it. I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what happens for practitioners that stick with it consistently for 10 months. In the beginning, like we need the tools, we need the tricks, we need the like, how do I do this again and again and again? But once that neurological pathway has a groove, it's nothing more than snap, pop, drop, I'm in. Okay, now what do I do? What was the intention? And
Mhm.
like letting it unfold for you. So journey work is definitely the foundation of all of our work. Like you wouldn't have been able to do the soul fabric work without the shamanic journeying.
Right. And now that, I've taken the courses, I've now incorporated being able to journey for my client as well.
Yes. Yeah. How's that going?
Yeah, like that's pretty wild. Like, and especially whenever you and the client see the same things.
Yes.
And that it really just gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling, when the clients do come back up and they're like, we talk, we debrief, and I'm like, well, I did see this, and they're like, wait, I saw that in this detail. Like, well, there you go.
We're on the same energetic wavelength, right?
Mhm.
I love when that happens. So if you were going to just describe shamanic Reiki training to someone who never heard of it, what would you tell them?
So, if I were going to describe shamanic Reiki training, I would say, it's you still have your Reiki training, but this is like the big sibling, the big, like, okay, yeah, that's Reiki. But now let me show you how to incorporate, different tools using your feather, using your sage, because that was a beautiful part. I just felt like you all did an amazing job introducing the shamanic tools, the shamanic toolbox, because it's like, yeah, we see feathers all the time, but it's like it doesn't click to people, the spiritual meaning of this. So just sharing shamanic Reiki training to someone, this will help to fully awaken you. It's almost like it did a cleanse and spin on my chakras as
Yeah.
we got through the course, a cleanse and spin of your chakras to help to bring you into balance. So if you're looking like you have that, there's something, I just that niche to want to go further, I would definitely recommend starting here because then it will allow you to see endless opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you feel is important to know or share about either the program or working with the Moon Rising team?
Um, First of all, the Moon Rising team is an amazing team. Seriously, and I'm not just saying that like I'm not being paid to say that or anything. Like this is legit, straight up. Like it just felt great, being guided and supported with people who understood what was going on through my transitions, even when I didn't have a clue. It was like, okay, so you said this happened. Okay, now why do you think that happened? Like, what message are you getting? So just having some, a team of people around you to be able to dissect what's going on with you, even when you don't know, it's like that's an amazing feeling. That's an amazing thing. And then just having this training, it has added to me being able to like self heal. It's added to me, okay, you're here on your journey. Have grace with this person because they aren't there. So it's just helped to see people in a completely different way, to see things in a completely different way. So I
Yes.
definitely recommend working with this group here.
I love that. Thank you so much. Well,
Yes.
if people who are listening want to get a hold of you, if they want to reach out to you, if they want a session with you, whatever it may be, what's the best way for them to connect?
So right now I'm just really active on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow me at Reiki Ren on Facebook. And on Instagram it's Spiritual You 222.
Beautiful. We'll put that information in the show notes as well. So if you are looking for a quick link, we'll have it there. And otherwise, it's been fantastic talking with you. It's been such an honor to witness all of your changes and expansion and all the healing work you've done. So, like, great job, fantastic work. And I can't wait to continue to witness how this is all going to unfold for you.
Yes, likewise. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.